Family is supposed to be the one thing you can always count on. Blood is thicker than water. Your sibling will have your back no matter what. But what happens when the person who shared your childhood, your secrets, your parents' love, decides to betray you in the worst way possible for money? This is the dark, true inspired story of two brothers, David and Michael, and how greed turned one of them into a complete monster, stealing everything their parents left behind after waiting years for the perfect moment. David and Michael grew up in a small town, in a modest but warm home. Their father, a hardworking man, built a successful local hardware business from nothing. Over 30 years, it grew into several stores, valuable property, savings that could secure both sons' futures. Their mother was the glue, always organizing family dinners, birthdays, holidays. The brothers were close as kids. David, the older by 3 years, was responsible, serious, helped their father in the store every weekend. Michael, the younger, was charming, funny, but always took the easier path. He partied more, studied less, but David never minded. He protected Michael, covered for him when he got in trouble. Their parents were proud of both and made it clear everything would be split equally when they were gone. The business, the house, investments, 50-50ths, no favorites. As the parents got older, they updated the will multiple times, always the same, equal share. David got married, had a kid, worked full-time in the business to keep it growing. Michael drifted, jobs that never lasted, relationships that fell apart, borrowing money from parents, then from David. But the family stayed tight. Sunday dinners, holidays together. Then the tragedies began. First, their mother was diagnosed with cancer. The whole family rallied, but she passed within a year. The brothers grieved together, hugging at the funeral, promising to honor her memory. 6 months later, their father, still heartbroken, died in a sudden car accident on a rainy night. David was devastated, lost both parents in less than a year. Michael seemed broken too, crying at the funeral, saying, "We're all we have left now, bro." At the will reading, everything was exactly as promised, 50-50th split. David planned to keep the business running, hire managers, share profits with Michael, so he could stabilize his life. But Michael had been waiting for this moment. Unknown to David, Michael had been planning for years. He resented being the less successful one, resented David having a family, stability, respect from their father. In the months before their father's death, Michael started visiting the family lawyer alone, asking about challenging wills, mental capacity, undue influence. After the funeral, he went into action. He forged old notes, claiming their father complained David pressured him to favor the older son. He found distant cousins willing to sign statements for a cut. He bribed a doctor to backdate records suggesting their father had early dementia. Then, he sued David, challenging the will. The case dragged for 18 months. Michael painted David as controlling, greedy, said he manipulated their sick father. David couldn't believe his own brother was lying under oath, destroying their parents' final wish. Friends and employees testified for David, But Michael's forged evidence created doubt. In the end, the judge ruled the will ambiguous, awarded Michael 75%, David only 25%. Michael sold the business immediately for millions, moved to a new city, new life. David got barely enough to pay legal fees, lost the family home, had to start from zero. David was broken, but he kept digging. He found emails, bank records, messages between Michael and the lawyer, planning this since their mother's illness. Michael wasn't grieving, he was counting days. When David confronted him by phone, Michael didn't deny it. He laughed coldly. "You had everything, David. The perfect son, the family man. Dad always loved you more. I just took what I deserved." David hung up, cut all contact forever. Years later, David rebuilt slowly, new small business, happy with his wife and child. Michael blew most of the money, bad investments, parties, ended up alone, calling David once for help, but David didn't answer. Some betrayals you never recover from fully. Family isn't always blood. Would you ever forgive a sibling who stole your inheritance, planned it for years? Or would you cut them out forever? Comment below, share your thoughts, because some of you may have lived something similar. If this story made you angry, or think about your own family, subscribe for a new dark betrayal story every week. Hit the bell, because greed can hide even in blood. Thank you for watching.